Like right now, we're live. Like they can hear me. They can. Oh, hi! Hey guys, welcome back to Echo Arena Channel 1. We've got more EU action coming at you right here, right now. I have invaded and taken over the cast. I am psychotic, but it's okay because I did keep Money Mitch with me in the booth. H Penny, I don't know if you're going to do sidelines, but now you are. And Wonder T on the cams. Money Mitch, why don't you tell me what are we seeing today?
Thank you for that lovely intro. Today, we are seeing Gravity versus Astronomic. It's the second EU match you're going to be seeing this evening. And I hope you guys are ready for a good one. We saw Blast and Voodoo play earlier. And now we've got another pair of high-level EU teams to watch.
Yep, I am super excited about this one, and it looks like we actually are going to get right into it. The ready-ups have come through, and that means here we go into round one. Who's going to have this first touch on the joust? It's going to be Team Gravity. BK getting a good tap over there to Scoobert Do. God, I love that. They're now sent over to Viatrex. Viatrex over to Nillywick, and oh my goodness, that was fast. Gravity's on a roll with that first 2-pointer.
That was fast. Gravity find themselves in the lead. Only 10 seconds into the game here. Let's see how Astronomic respond to this as they prepare for their possession. QB coming out the tubes. Now let's see who they've got as QB. They have Halo picking this up, passing over to the right tunnel where Makomo was ready for that and getting it through to Momentum Mori. Momentum Mori across to Ruskin. Ruskin up to Makomo. Makomo moving in towards that bubble, getting a pass up to Momentum Mori, who kept possession there for a surprising amount of time, but then loses it to Gravity.
What a save there from BK. Oh my goodness, but now drifting around in the mid. It's going to be Momentum slapping this one forward and then getting back to it, sending it forward once again. But Nillywick hiding there, gets the pickup, and maybe, yes, even the stack here with Scuba Doo looking for the long three and sneaks that one in off the backboard. Very close, hits the ding ring, but hey, goes in, and that's another 3 points on the board for Gravity. They are starting out very, very strong here so far. 36-minute goal, 36-second goal time for that one puts them up 5-0 with still plenty of time left on the clock. So, hey, plenty of time still means that Astronomic can start their comeback here as well, as this one goes up to Makomo. Makomo forward, looking for Memento, but is actually going to bounce across right into the hands of Nillywick.
And Nillywick pass it forward to BK, looking for a reset, and he finds that reset with Scuba Doo. Passing it up to Viatrex. Viatrex looking for a pass across, and he finds it with BK. He's moving his way through the middle, but it's picked up there by Momentum Mori, who's moving as a stack there with Makomo, who finishes that up. Assist by Momentum Mori, 18 meters per second speed. What a goal.
Absolutely, and there we go. Astronomic getting themselves on the board with that 2-pointer and cutting that Gravity lead down to just 3 points. Just under 8 minutes remaining left in this round 1, though, so anybody's game. Let's see how Gravity answers back to that with their first joust advantage of the evening. This one is going to be mishandled. Nillywick not quite able to get there. Instead, it's Memento Mori getting a hand on it and barely getting that one back to Makomo. Makomo now working their way up on the floor. Incoming pressure, looking for something. Finds that pass to Hlo, and Hlo finds the goal for the 2. Here comes Astronomic. They are back within just 1 point.
They are back with only 1 point to make up to be break even here. They find themselves right back in it, pushing Gravity onto the back foot now as they come out for their possession joust. Let's see how they play this one as they... Have I cut out? I've cut out, haven't I?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, it all froze for me for a second. I imagine it all worked for you. Who knows? Anyway, we're back here with BK, getting a hand on it, but not enough time to do anything with it. As Astronomic are moving this astronomically quickly forward towards Gravity's end, but Gravity are now picking this up as a stack. Throws that through, dribbles towards it, and BK picks up the disc. He sent himself, and that goes in. That's how you do it. That's how you do a dribble play.
That's how you do it. You're right. I mean, that is exactly how you do it. And BK, oh my goodness, 15 meters a second, still manages to catch the entire defense of Astronomic in transition there, sneaking in the 3 that re-extends that Gravity lead up to 4. But 6 minutes left on the clock. Let's see how Astronomic answers back. It starts with this pass forward that is going to be taken away by Viatrex. Viatrex sending this one low for the waiting stack. Going to bounce perfectly into the hands of Nillywick. Now over to BK, but intercepted by Makomo. Good grab there. Great read. Reset back to Hlo is good as well, and they're looking to get this one cleared, but it's not going to get out because Scuba Doo is on the scene, getting that one sent over. I think the intended target there was Viatrex, but it's actually Nillywick recovering it just outside the tunnel. Over to BK, and then back now to Scuba Doo on the back line. Gravity is slowing this one way down.
They are slowing it down, but they're making it work. They're maintaining the possession. They clearly know how to play a slow game. And saying that, they nearly had a chance there, but their defense did pick it up. And we have a loose disc in the half of Astronomic. An Astronomic player does try and get this through. And again, they're really clawing their way forward here, trying to get this disc forward, but it's not going the way they need it to. As Gravity now, Scuba Doo gets a slap forward, and that is a reset back to goal. As Astronomic now have possession, but quickly clear it forward, and they're not keeping that possession that they're fighting for. And another clear by Momentum Mori. That might have been a shot. It's now bouncing out of the bubble there, and it's picked up by Gravity.
Yep, picked up and sent out by Scoobert, sending this one forward to Nillywick. Oh, luring that stack in before hitting that reset very close, but does get to pass off. However, the next one is intercepted by Ruskin. Ruskin over now to Makimo on the ceiling, doing some moves here to create some time and space, but in the end doesn't like what they see, so they'll hit the reset back to H-Low. Got people on both clouds here. You're going to do a little back and forth here as they draw out the defense. Now down low, connecting with Memento Mori on the way up, looking for that backboard pass, but not quite going to work out as intended. And instead, it's BK getting the clear.
And it's worth noting how the goals have slowed down now. We've been on 8-4 for a little while now. We're coming into the second half of the first round, and Astronomic are having a bit more possession here, although not always keeping it. They're doing a lot of clears, but now they find themselves pushing into the gravity bubble, looking for a cut, and they have it with Halo. Moves into the bubble, the goalie to stun them out, but it doesn't quite work out for them. Gravity end up clearing that out. And there's a scrap for that disc. Niddywick winning that that scuffle, that fight, as it then gets sent deep in to Astronomic's end.
Bouncing back now up high and into the hands of Memento Mori. Mori getting this one cleared through, connecting with Makimo, looking for the goal and secures the top pocket 3. Beautiful stuff there. Excellent identifying that transition point there, getting on it, and then securing the goal there for the 3 and getting this game to back within 1. But as you said, we have to shout out that 2.5-minute goal time. I mean, Money Mitch, what has Astronomic done to slow down Gravity?
Really, I don't think there's an easy answer to it. I think it's a combination of different things. They're keeping possession, but it doesn't look like that. When you're watching how they play, they're grabbing it and then clearing it or making these long passes where there's so many turnovers. But here we have Gravity doing the exact opposite, maintaining possession as they pass it around, passing forward, back, making use of those reset angles they keep for themselves. Despite this aggressive front stack staying together, it's not getting stunned out, it's not getting beaten up. They're showing off their athleticism there as they maintain the stack. They're still pressuring the disc despite Gravity moving forward as a formation, finding themselves coming much closer to the goal, but then resetting again. I don't know. Are they just playing with this front stack? Are they pulling them out of position and trying to make something happen with them whilst moving forward themselves into the bubble and looking for an opportunity, but stunned out by the back stack that was patiently waiting for their opportunity, and that opportunity did come as they now get a bit of possession. But here we are, Gravity picking this up again. Viatrex getting over to Niddywick. Niddywick finding the pass up on shoulder with Scubs. Sorry, Scubs. That was a Freudian slip. His new name is Scuba Dude, but he used to be called Scubs. But Scuba Dude's such a hard name to say, so it did slip out there. A little fun fact for you.
Cracking me up though, honestly. Like, it's such a good name. Sorry. Okay, I'm getting it together. We're good. Gravity with those points get themselves back up by 3, and still 2 minutes left on the clock. But I mean, with the pace of the scoring so far, it is Astronomic needs to start keeping an eye on that, and when those goals need to start being 3-pointers. As here comes another turnover picked up by H-Low for the side of Astronomic, looking to send that right back through. But Viatrex has something to say about it, sending it to Nillywick. Nillywick looking for the goal, but oh no, that's going to go off the shield and all the way out. It is going to turn into not a self-goal because we've got Scuba Dew on the back line picking that one up, but now back into the hands of Makimo for Astronomic. They're looking for that pass forward to Ruskin, but oh no, just a little bit off. The double stun coming through. Who's going to react first? It's Ruskin getting back to it and getting the slap back. The stacks together here for Astronomic. Let's see if they can capitalize, as this is going to bounce around in the popcorn area, but no, everybody overshooting, and it's Ruskin there first, sending this one back over to Memento Mori. Mori over connecting with Makimo once again on the post, looking for something, looking for anything, but oh no, finds the ding ring instead, and this one's going to get cleared away.
And cleared away, but who's going to pick this up? We have Astronomic beating the Gravity stack there to pick this up and defend themselves here. They still have a very good chance here with over 45 seconds to go. They just need 3 points to level out this game, and is this something that they can build up to as they pick up the disc again? One of them stunned out, but the second one does pick it up and relays it forward to Halo. Halo looking for his angle on target, just about goes a little too high for them as Gravity are now picking this up, but can Astronomic front stack do some damage here as they chase down this disc? They've had plenty of practice doing it so far, and can they be the ones to pick this up? And they do hold it on their own backline here, Makimo.
Yep, this one's gonna be sent on through though for the waiting stack. Ruskin looking for something, but here comes Scoober Doo hiding back there
Uh,
and oh, hitting the own goal to secure the round one win for Gravity. You know, when you're on the receiving end of that, that never feels good. But strategically, they seal the deal. They're taking round one, and now it is going to be on Astronomic to find a way to win round two if they want to see a round three. H Penny, I was kind of joking earlier, but I'm not sure. Are you doing sideline for us? Say nothing if you don't want to. He stayed muted. All right, it's just on us. But Mitch, I mean, what we saw quite a change of pace over the course of that round. I mean, at first these teams came out, it was a lot of back and forth scoring, and then at times we had goals that were taking over 2 minutes. It felt like there was just so much ping pong going on, a lot of clearing and boosting that was not going as intended because the other team already had a stack. So what do you think these teams need to be talking about here between these rounds to address that? Do they just need to focus on slowing it down, or is there more going on?
so what do they need to be talking
Well,
about in
if you
terms of
if you're if
changing their
you're one of these teams
strategy?
right now,
Yeah,
we saw a lot of clear and boost going on. If you're one of these teams right now, what are you talking to your teammates about? Of like how
yeah,
how do
yeah.
we slow it down?
I'd say on the gravity side, they need to just keep doing what they're doing. As they showed off in their passing plays, there was a part for like 2 minutes when I was just talking about their passing.
Hmm.
They don't need to change that. The way they were passing, they were just a step ahead with their strategy that they could move their formation up the field whilst toying with that front step. But as for Astronomic, perhaps they need to slow it down and find the passing strategy themselves and just maintain a bit of possession rather than losing it so quickly. But it's so hard when you've got someone in your face constantly knocking you out every time you get a disc. And Astronomic coming here for the neutral joust, picking this up. First, believing to getting ahead, but on it. But Gravity find themselves in possession, but not for long as Halo picks that up. Reading that shot, I assume, and getting it forward to his teammates who are beating to it. We're seeing again a bit of ping pong back and forth, back and forth. As now Astronomic are clearing it forward. Perhaps this is it. They need to make those passes rather than clears. Or make sure that their stacks are ready to pick these up as Makamo finds himself with the disc inversed on the ceiling, sending it back to Halo. Halo send it back to Makamo. Makamo looking for some kind of pass, and he does find it with Mentamori, who puts that in, giving them the early lead. They're 2 points ahead in this second round, and they're looking to bring us to a third.
Absolutely. I was worried coming into this round, was that Gravity own goal going to get into the heads of Astronomic? But it seems they're here ready to start out strong with that 2-pointer. So excellent work there. But here comes Gravity looking to get that right back as this is sent up to Scoobert. Scoobert to BK. BK not liking what he sees. We'll send this one back to Scoobert. Now over across to Nillywick. Nillywick now back to Viatrex. I mean, you were spot on with that analysis. The passing from Gravity has been fantastic. The control, the discipline, the pacing, and almost the shot. Oh, the stun coming through last second to stop that from going in, but they're not done yet as this is back into the hands of Scoobert Dew on the back line and over across to Nillywick, and Gravity is going to set up once more.
Yeah, when Gravity continue doing their passing plays, they found that I guess it's working, so they're going to use it in the second round as well as they try and move into that bubble. But Scuba Doo does get stunned out there, and we have Astronomic going for a deep clear, but the Gravity backstack was in place to pick this up, but they seem to have found themselves picking it up, and Nittywick throws this forward again, picking up his own clear and taking a shot on target and picked up by Ruskin, who read that shot. Right place, right time, receiving that and passing it forward. But here we are with Gravity setting up again, going back to their passing style, but not quite getting it to Viatrix, who does pick it up and not anymore. It's Astronomic. Send it down, picking up their own clear, almost just chasing after it, but there's no one to pressure them as they take their time to get forward, but Gravity were set up in that instance.
They were set up and get this one cleared out. However, it is Makamo for the side of Astronomic, tracking it down first and sending this one over to Ruskin. Ruskin under a little pressure from the stack, finds that pass over to Halo. Halo sending it over across to Memento Mori, driving in and finding the two. Also, I was calling him Halo all game and you did not correct me, and then I heard you say Halo and I was like, oh, I just have room temperature IQ. Got it. So, Halo, I apologize.
That's okay. I'm sure they won't mind. I'm sure they won't mind. But here we are with Gravity for their possession. Joust coming here, finding themselves 4 points down here. I'm sure they're not sweating too much about this, but they are down by 4 points. Astronomic are doing very well in the second half. But here we are with Viatrex holding this on the back line, passing it over to the left tunnel where we had Nillywick. Nillywick looking for a forward pass with BK. BK has 2 players in front of him. He sends it back to Nillywick. Nillywick finds a pass down on near the trench there with Viatrex. Viatrex passing it back to Nillywick. Some very fast passes as we come in here. BK set up, looking for the pass, but he doesn't need it. Bouncing off the backboard. That goes in. That was Scooby-Doo putting that in, assist by Nillywick. And Gravity score their first goal of the second round.
Yeah, I mean, took them a while. We're almost 4 minutes into this round, and Gravity's finally finding their first points. But I mean, it's not like that, Astronomic has taken advantage of that. They've only got 4 on the board as well. So this round just so far has been low scoring. We'll see if that changes, though, as this pass goes down low to Memento Mori, over across to Ruskin, doing some moves here to get away from that Gravity stack and gets this one sent over across. But it is going to be Gravity slapping it forward now toward the back wall. Halo not quite able to track it down. It's Nillywick there first, and the 6-meter 2 comes through. It's going to be tied up at 4 apiece.
Yeah, Gravity always looking for an opportunity to punish, and punish they just did. Picking up that loose disc right in the bubble of Astronomic and just tapping it in. Just putting it in. And now Astronomic find themselves break even now. The scores are even. That went quick. They were 4-0 up a second ago. And now they find themselves even, fighting to get the points. And their advantage, looking for a shot on goal. Teased there a little bit as the goalie hid behind the post. Memento Mori passing it back to Makamo, who forced the self-goal there. Astronomic 2 points up.
Yep, there we go. Astronomic determined to hold on to this lead here, puts in another 2 to answer back to Gravity rather quickly, actually. So good stuff there. But here comes Gravity, and you know they're going to have something to say about it as we get into the second half of the second round. This one is going to bounce all the way through down low off the pack, and it will be Memento Mori tracking this one down first for the side of Astronomic. They'll send this one over to Halo. Halo wasting no time looking to clear through mid, but Nillywick, and then the second steal from Memento Mori comes through. Makamo looking for the goal, but it's going to bounce off the Geo instead. Into the hands of Nillywick, who, oh my goodness, what a move there to keep it away from the incoming pressure. And though it does not go to the intended recipient at first, it does end up in the hands of BK, who sends this one all the way through into the zone of Astronomic. Picked up by Nillywick, looking for the 0 angle, and it will not quite work out. Instead, it's going to bounce into the hands of Memento Mori, looking for this clear.
Memento Mori picks up his own clear, tends to take a shot there, and it's in the bubble, and it's in the hands of Makamo. Just about fighting and clawing his way to pick this up. He holds it now. He moves towards the goal, and a stunned out goalie. I don't know if you saw that. The goalie was using their head, despite being stunned out, trying to still defend it. That's the kind of game we're watching here. That just every possible way you can to save a goal. That's what you need to do, and that's the kind of game we're watching here. We have a pause coming in here, I assume, from the side of Astronomic.
Yes, so Astronomic has taken the timeout, and hey, you know what? I'm gonna take this quick. Saw somebody that I league subbed in for the other day, and we had an incident where people were not totally familiar with timeout rules, so I'm gonna go over them really, really fast. You get 1 timeout that you can take during running game clock. That is it. And it is only 5 minutes. The only reason it goes up to 15 is if you are making a substitution for ping-related reasons. However, you can also pause for free between rounds for up to 4 minutes each, and that does not count against your timeout. All of that is legal, and if the other team goes over what they should be taking for a timeout or takes one that is not legal, you can just hit the unpause button, and it's fantastic. But, Money Mitch, I have an important question to ask you.
Okay.
Have you heard of Fall Fest?
Oh, Fall Fest? Oh, let me tell you about Fall Fest. Oh, let me tell you about Fall Fest. Fall Fest. You ready? We're in Fall Fest. We're in Fall Fest.
We're in
This
Fall Fest?
weekend. We're in Fall Fest. Oh wait, are we not?
No, we are. Oh no, we totally are. I'm just going with the bit.
This weekend, Onward and Pavlov, if you know those games, they've both started their qualifiers. Be sure to subscribe to VR Master League or Pavlov_VRML on Twitch to tune in to those events. Also, November 5th and 6th is the Echo Arena VRML Season 6 Cycle 3 Challenger Cup in North America. Games start at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on both days of Echo Arena _VRML. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that is Fall Fest. You know what annoys me is it's on the Fall Fest calendar. There is an Echo event coming up next week that is on the Fall Fest calendar, but not in that blurb, which makes me sad. So I'm going to talk about it all on my own. Echo North LAN is coming up in Toronto, Canada next weekend. That is going to be super, super exciting. And I think we've got plans to cast that on the VRML channels. Wonder, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't let me make a fool of myself. Yes, he said yes. So yes, you want to keep an eye out for those. Because you guys had Duckman Land over there as well. Were you at that?
I was
Yeah.
at that. Yes. Yeah, that was back
Yeah,
in
and you were
April.
also at Tyro, right? You were like the only person that flew over. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was incredible. So you know how exciting those land environments are. There's nothing that can compare.
oh, they're
It is super
phenomenal. To
exciting.
obviously to be there is like there's nothing like it. You need to be at these kind of events, like especially watching them live. Like right now, these guys they can hear our voices, but when you're there and you hear the crowd, you hear 50, 100, it maybe even more people responding to a phenomenal 3 point like full court shot is a completely different experience. And I'd also say I'm going to be there next week as well. I'm
You
going to be
are?
in. Yeah,
Man, I didn't coming
yeah.
over. I wholly freaked out yesterday because my passport was not where I thought it was. I found it. We're good. But there was a moment where I thought I was not going to land.
No.
But yeah, we're good now. How much more time do we need to burn? Oh, it looks like are we getting back into it? Yes, perfectly timed. The unpause has come through, so these teams are lining up in the tunnels. As a reminder, Team Gravity right now is down by 4 points, but did win round 1. So if Astronomic wants that round 3, they've got to keep it up. But here we go back into round 2. It's going to be Viatrex as the QB, sending this one through the tunnel, finding Nillywick, and then getting the reset right back. This time it's looking forward, looking for BK, and oh, it's intercepted, but BK quick to react, does get back to it, sending that one over to Scoobert, back to Viatrex, over to Nillywick, and then back looking for Scoobert once again, but it is going to take some awkward bounces on the way, but they do track it down, so it's all good. Overcross down to Nillywick. They're pushing into the bubble. Here comes Gravity on the post. The cut over to BK is good, and the goalie, under some pressure there, opens up the lane for the goal. Gravity gets another 2.
Yeah, and that's how you recover from a little mishap like that. One little mishap, and they're straight back into it. The passing plays, finding themselves in a position where it's so easy to score because of the passing plays they did as they moved forward there and gave that 2 point to themselves. Here we have Halo sending this out to the right tunnel, where we have a pass forward, Momentum Mori moving into the bubble and almost putting that in, but read by the goalie who clears that up, bouncing low. And we have Halo picking this up, moving it forward to Ruskin, passing across to Makamo. Makamo on the floor, juking a little bit, finding his way forward and just a mishap, but it's okay. It's picked up on the back line. It was a back pass. Back to Halo. Halo passing across now to Ruskin, perhaps taking a leaf out of Gravity's book here. They are slowing it down and connecting these passes beautifully as Makamo moves forward now, perhaps looking at Momentum Mori. He does find him, and Momentum Mori pulls the goalie out and puts that right in the center of the goal. 2 more points for Astronomic.
4 points for Astronomic, re-extending this lead up to 4 points. You know that Astronomic is hungry for that round 3, and they just need to push through the last 2 minutes if they want it. Or Gravity, they don't want that. They want to take this win home in just 2 minutes. We'll see if it starts with this Joust advantage. Oh no, that pass not going where it needs to. Momentum Moray picking it up and sinking it in for the 3. What was just a 4-point lead mere seconds ago is now up to 7. That is a minimum of 3 goals here, and that hurts when you've only got a minute and a half remaining.
Memento Mori 55 is having a phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. I don't know what the exact points are on the board. I'll have a check in a second, but I've seen them score many goals so far. And that was another one for them, as we now have Astronomic defending themselves over here. Trying to get this through, but picked up on the back line by Viatrex. Viatrex moving over to Scuba 2, who gets a bounce pass up to Nitty but not quite received the way they wanted. But it doesn't matter because Viatrex is picking this up on the back line, reading that. And Gravity find themselves pressing the bubble, but not in a position where they could move that play forward. And Astronomic have pushed the disc out towards Gravity's half. Now Gravity are picking this up again. The change of possession is happening so quick now. This is a bit of a change, but perhaps because we are 40 seconds towards the end of the round here, Astronomic have a comfortable lead here, but Gravity are not holding up at all as they're still clawing their way for this disc. That's a loose tip, almost picked up by Nittywick, stunned out and punished for it. Momentum Mori clearing this forward. And do we have an Astronomic player to pick this up? We don't. Gravity clearing this back out.
Yep, Gravity sending this one through, and while they are out of mathematical time, some points here would be good for momentum, and there we go. They do secure it. Skubert do sinking in the 2, and that, is basically going to end out this round here. Yeah, in fact, it completely ends out that round. The final score of round 2 will be 13-8 in favor of Astronomic. Money Mitch, we've got a round 3 on our hands.
Oh, yeah. I love that, by the way. Scuba do sinking in a 2. Oh, any kind of rhyme just gets me.
I've watched Palador way too much.
Okay. So I was going to actually ask a bit of a nerdy question. You were talking about the rules earlier about timeouts and the rules to do with that. But another thing that I don't understand fully is about mathematical time. What could you run through that and try and explain it?
I would love to. So mathematical time isn't an actual game term. I guess it kind of is. It's not built into the game though. But basically, you know how you've got like 15, 20 seconds ish between goals?
Yep.
So essentially, if you take the amount, the difference that you're trying to come back by, right? And you figure out, okay, at a minimum, how many goals do we need? If you consider the amount of time between all of those goals, if that 15 to 20 seconds multiplied by the number of points you need exceeds the amount of time actually remaining on the clock, we say that you are out of mathematical time. Which means that while technically there's time on the clock, it is impossible for you to come back then in that round. So yeah, it looks like we have another timeout coming through, or an unpause. I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, somebody over there on the side of Astronomic has dropped, and there's a lot of pausing going on. So hopefully we get that player back in a second. But this is exactly why I go through those timeout rules, because even though they took the timeout during the running game clock earlier, these pauses here between rounds are free for them. Get a snack, go to the bathroom, restart your headset, whatever you got to do, take that time to reset and really get ready for round 3.
Okay, I've got a little bit of a confession there. I did drop out whilst you were explaining that, so I completely missed it. But I will watch it back, because we can do that. We can watch back these matches on Twitch and on YouTube. But anyway, we're into this third round here. And Money Mitch needs to sort his camera out, and he's got it now. And I'm not in the right match. Sorry, take over, please.
We're not casting it. They took a timeout.
Yep, I went into a pub. My bad. Oh, give me some slack. It's like
You
my
can cast
third.
the pub if you want. We might not be watching the same match, but that's okay. No, so to recap, Gravity did take round 1. Astronomic there just took round 2. So we are going to see a round 3 here between these two teams. And I really hope for the sake of Gravity we get going soon, because Gravity actually scheduled a double header, which we'll be casting next as well. Mitch, we're going to be seeing Gravity versus Scuffed. Now, I am admittedly not as familiar with EU as I would like to be, because I am NA. But what can you tell me about those two teams and what that matchup might look like?
Well, I can tell you it's going to be another very interesting match, because Scuffed have, I believe, for the entire season 6, they have sat at the top of the EU ladder. They've built up quite a reputation, and it's going to be interesting for them to face an experienced team like Team Gravity, who have such a respectable roster. So it will be a very interesting matchup. I believe, if I just remind myself what the connoisseur votes are on the website, I believe they're heavily in favor of Scuffed at the moment.
They are.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's see, because Gravity are coming in very warmed up. Let's see if their passing style of play does do them well against a team like Scuffed.
Yep, it will be interesting for sure. But Gravity's got to get done with this match first. So hopefully we get that unpause soon. And then also, if you're Gravity, nobody wants to go into another match off of a loss, right? Like, if you're Gravity, this match is even more important to set that tone going into that Scuffed match, because as you said, they are the underdog there. They need every advantage they can get, and part of that is going to include the momentum boost, having that good mental. Not saying that if they lose here they're gonna rage and it's gonna be bad. I'm just saying everybody feels better after winning.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So just because you were speaking about the rules earlier about timeout, so how many more minutes do we have now as we're in between these rounds?
Let me go see what the timeout clock says. So we are just over 3 minutes. You can take a maximum of 4 minutes between rounds. So then
Right.
so built in with that extra minute, that just naturally exists between rounds, that is a total of 5 minutes, that you can have between rounds. But the timeout part only 4 minutes. So we should be seeing the unpause in the next 30 seconds or so. And the other important thing to note is if a team is going over what they are allowed to take for their timeout, you are within your rights to go over there and tell them, hey, I'm unpausing now for this reason, and hit the unpause button. And so it's it's when I was a moderator, we did see some tickets where people would just pause and unpause and pause and unpause as they argued it out. But it is what it is. The one in the wrong almost, leads to round forfeits, leads to points penalties. You need to allow teams to take a timeout, because I'm sure everybody here that's played on a team knows that sometimes you really need your timeout, whether it's for tech issues or the mental reset to strategize, whatever it is. So protect the timeouts. Don't unpause it unless you know for sure it's illegal. But all that said, the unpause has come through, and I think we've still got a couple of seconds left on the clock here before we actually get into round 3. But it should be starting rather soon. Mitch, do you have any predictions for what we might see in round 3?
Just thinking about this, and I was casting earlier with Penny 2, Penny 2, and they were saying, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Don't say your prediction.
That's fair.
So, yeah, but I'm going to give it, though. I think Gravity, I think it's going to be close, but I do think Gravity are going to be leading by the final whistle, final bell, the final toll, as
Well,
we...
if you hear that, Gravity, it's Mitch's fault you lost if you lose.
Sorry, guys. And Gravity find themselves in possession here, clearing this forward. They have Nillywick lining up his shot. He has two players to get past, who decides not to do it, sends it back. And we have Gubert Do passing forward to Nillywick. Nillywick looking at his options as he crawls his way along the floor, the wall, sorry, here, finding the pass to BK. BK gets blocked there. Blocked by Momentum Mori. But Gravity end up with possession again.
Yep, back into the hands of Viatrex, firing this one forward to Nillywick, but Nillywick under pressure from the stack sends it back to Scoobert, getting through the stack, back to Nillywick. Here comes the stack retreating home once again, applying the pressure, but it's not enough. Nillywick finding a way to sneak in the first 2 points of this round for Gravity.
Yeah, he fired that in, and it shows that even if there is a goalie back or even the defender in your face, you can still get it in. Perhaps it takes like a degree of bluffing and making them think you're going to pass it so they're not expecting it to come in, but it still can go in. And that is Halo now as QB passing over to Makamo. Makamo taking his time a little bit, trying to read his teammates, how they're setting up there, and he's just beaten to it because now Gravity find themselves in possession. And let's see how they proceed as they pass it down to BK. BK moving towards the one goalie they have set up, passing it back to Viatrex. Viatrex throwing it just over the goal there. That is bouncing and that is now loose, but picked up by Astronomic. Ruskin throwing this forward.
Yep, sending this one forward, bouncing high up into the hands of Memento Mori. Mori needing to do some moves here, but Scoobert Do finds a way to get in the lane, get that one secured, and get it sent through where it will be picked up by Nillywick, looking for the three-pointer, and he finds it. Oh my goodness, what a sequence of events there for Gravity, quick to capitalize on that opportunity with the 3.
Yeah, they're cleaning up now. They're pushing hard now. They're 5 points up, a couple minutes into the game, and they're looking to win this. You can feel the aggression as they come forward now. They're playing like a season team now. And we have Halo coming out now, facing this season team who picked that disc up and put it in. They get themselves 3 more points ahead. Gravity find themselves 8 points in the lead against Astronomic in this third round.
Yep. Astronomic down by 8, which is not what you want to see if you're an Astronomic fan. But, I mean, if you're Gravity, you're hyped up right now. 8 points on the board, not even 3 minutes in, is looking real good. Let's see if they can keep it up, though, as Viatrex forces another turnover, sending this one through for the waiting stack. It's Nillywick waiting just a little bit too long. That Astronomic stack getting home to force the turnover. Ruskin sending it through for the stack, but they're leech. Oh, my goodness. Nillywick getting himself all the way home to get there first, securing it off the bounce and hitting this reset back over to Scoobert Do.
Yep, and secure it they do. Gravity find themselves in possession in their own half, passing it forward, and now it's a loose disc, and it looks like Astronomic are the first to pick this up. We have Ruskin moving forward, dodging one of the players and passing it through, but backstack for Gravity picked it up, and we're seeing a ping-pong match again as Astronomic do get it forward. And Gravity is setting up to defend this. Astronomic on the offensive here. We have Makimo going inverted, passing across the Halo. Halo looking for a very quick pass, but very quick pass is what Nillywick reads as he read that and clears that out. As we have Scooby-Doo picking up, putting that in 3 points. He'll take that 9 meters away from the goal. Wow.
I,
Well, they've picked up their pace.
Wow, wow, indeed. And honestly, another fantastic save coming through from Nillywick. Taking a look at these stats right now, Gravity across the board, distributed, among all the players, has 6 registered saves compared to 2 for Astronomic. The Gravity defense has just been incredible so far, especially the goalie work. Let's see if that keeps up, though, as this is back into their own bubble. No, another for turnover forced by Scoober Doo. Excellent defense there, and now Nillywick getting it away from Memento Mori, sending this one over to Viatrex. Not a lot of time or space to work with, but still finds that reset back to Scoobert. Over now to BK at the Pac-Man, drawing in this stack. They've set up this triangle formation, trying to break this stack apart. Looks like they are more than happy to just play in their own zone for a minute here, sending this one back over to Scoobert. Scoobert looking to handle the stack, but they finally force the turnover. Not a lot of time. The lane is closing. Makimo looking for the long 3, but no good. That is just going to be a bit too low as it bounces out of the bubble and back into the hands of Nillywick for Gravity.
Perhaps this is their strategy for the next half of the third round here as they find themselves passing around. This is Gravity. Passing around, taking his passes, not too impatient to move forward here. And they find themselves now trying to set up as Astronomic are now pressing into the bubble. They find themselves in the bubble. Makimo juking around the floor, just losing it there. Almost picked up by Mental Mori. But now we have Halo fighting to pick this up on the back. Lion, the front stack came back just in time and cleared that very quickly forward. And Astronomic do pick this up as an open goal right now. No longer as a goalie goes in there. But this is the kind of opportunity that Memento Mori, 55, knows about. And he puts that in anyway. He doesn't care if there's a goalie in the way.
Does not matter. They're getting that 2-pointer no matter what. And honestly, they very much need it because even now, with those points on the board, they are still down by 9 with just over 4 minutes remaining. That is not a fun situation to be in, particularly in round 3. They have got to stop the Gravity momentum right here, right now. But you know that Gravity is looking to continue on this rampage as this one gets sent over to Nillywick in the tunnel. More excellent, control, discipline, and passing coming through from Gravity as this goes up to BK on the wall. BK sending this one back to Nillywick. The stack is lurking here, but Nillywick handling that one expertly to find the reset back to Viatrex. Now back to Nillywick. Nillywick, stack pressure still on him. Finds this big cross over to Scoobert Doo. Scoobert sending this one back over to Viatrex. Viatrex finding BK on the nest. Might be looking to drive here on the way in. Wow. 3 defenders on him. Does not matter. He gets another 2 points on the board for Gravity.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. BK puts that in. What a juke. What a play. What a goal. Assist by Viatrex there. BK putting that in. Gravity at 11 points up. How are Astronomic going to respond here? With just under 3 minutes 30 seconds to go on the clock. Halo passing over to Makimo. Makimo is beaten to it there, but it's okay because Halo does read that. And Halo is moving forward against Gravity here, passing over to Ruskin. Ruskin getting a very quick pass there, and it is passed, almost picked up by the front stack of Astronomic. Astronomic still fighting to try and pick this up, and Gravity are clearing it through. And who do we have picking this up first? We have Astronomic still trying to pick this up. It's in the hands of BK. BK is stunned out though.
Yep, out turnover force for Astronomic. Ruskin just looking to get rid of this one and finds Halo. Halo sending this one all the way through. The stack is there if they can track it down, but no, it's going to take some weird bounces out of the bubble where it will be, no, it'll be Ruskin there first. Oh no, not going to be able to slap that one through though as BK gets the hand on it, sending it up to Nillywick. Nillywick looking for that open 3, but oh no, who put the Geo there? That's going to bounce instead into the hands of Memento Mori for Astronomic. Looks like they're slowing this one down for a minute here. The stack is ready to go as they fire this one through the tunnel, but so is Gravity, and they will be the ones tracking it down first. However, the stun coming through. Memento Mori losing tracking. That is so unfortunate. Not able to get back to it just yet. However, Makimo is on the scene, ready to pick this one up and reset it back to set up Astronomic.
And reset he does, back to Halo. Halo very quickly moving this forward though. We have Ruskin holding this now on Bowtie. Passing it up to the ceiling, we had Makimo. Makimo juking around, trying to pull BK out. He finds the pass with Halo. Halo is now set up on the Ghost. geometry here, waiting for the pressure, waiting to pull that player out. But the Gravity defense don't want to be pulled out. But now they do as he goes towards the wall. BK is now pressing Halo here. Halo beats his man, moves towards the bubble, looking for the next defender to jump out on him, and he tries to anchor that in. And it's now loose and picked up by Gravity. Gravity pushing very strongly here. There are 4 players moving forward, and it's a loose disc. Is maybe an opportunity for Astronomic if they could have got that forward there, as the Gravity players were forward. But forward they stay as they now pick this up in the half of Astronomic. Yep, that's still a Gravity hand on the disc, passing it back to BK. BK resetting again. This is now Gravity looking to do some kind of passing play as they pass around the Astronomic bubble here. That was a cut into BK, but it was read by the Astronomic defense, who's putting on a phenomenal show here.
Yep, honestly, a phenomenal show, and oh no, it seems like someone has dropped for the side of Astronomic. With 1 minute left, the 3v4, it is basically... Actually, I think it is actually technically out of technical time here, as they're down by 9. That means everything's got to be threes if there's even time for that. But they're still going to keep on pushing forward, maybe looking for some more points. H-Low sending this one all the way through, off the back wall of Team Gravity, but then out of the bubble before anybody gets a hand on it. But Halo getting back to it, sending it over to Ruskin. Ruskin firing this one down low to Makamo. Makamo on the wall under all of the pressure here, looking to find something, as it seems like Gravity has shifted to a completely manned defense to take advantage of the numbers advantage, but it does not matter. Halo, that was disgusting, off the back wall for the 2.
Disgusting. Whew. Yeah, I guess so. That was pretty disgusting. But I mean, when you're down like this, like, why not go for the style points? Maybe they should change the rules so that style points counts to something, so you can bring the game back. If you score really disgusting goals like this, perhaps you should be able to bring it back. That was a joke suggestion. I don't think we should do that.
I totally zoned out there, not gonna lie. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
I was reading the chat. Okay, listen, I feel weird when people give me not words for word sneaks, because I don't, like, I totally appreciate that it might be a completely innocent, like, nickname for a player, but, like, I also don't know that for sure. So, Magamo, I was asked to call you Begamo. If that is offensive, I don't mean it. You're gonna have to take that one up with Satori. But yeah, we do have another game coming up right here, right now. It's going to be Team Gravity versus Scuffed. I do not know if we're going to keep this server or not, so we are going to go to a short break really quick while we figure out where we're going. So stick around, because that is not a match you want to miss.
Here's how to get the Spark Mini Companion app for your Quest headset. First, go into your Echo Arena settings and turn API access on, then restart Echo Arena. Also, your phone and Quest do need to be on the same internet connection. For Android, go to the Play Store, search Spark Mini. For iOS, click the first link in the description, click View in App Store, and download Test Flight. Now go back to the page and click Start Testing. It's going to open in Test Flight. Install Spark Mini and open it. OK, next, start testing. Now you want to click this Find Quest IP button, but if it doesn't work, it's not a problem. We just have to manually find the Quest IP. Go into your Quest settings, then Wi-Fi settings, click on the Wi-Fi network you're currently connected to, scroll down, you'll see Advanced Settings, open that up. Scroll down more and you will see IP address. It should start with 192.168. Note this IP, go back into Spark Mini, click Settings in the bottom right, and input the IP address from your Quest. So I'm currently in a private arena in Echo. If you don't see anything here, you need to join a lobby or match. To join Spark Links, go into the Share Match tab, paste your Spark link, and click Join. Once again, you do need to be in a lobby or match to do this.
Welcome back to VRML 1. My name's MoneyMitch26. On cams today, we have Wonder T Man, as well as my assistant. I mean, not assistant. My co-cast. That's the term. Wow, that was not.
Oh
We're
my
still in the room. We're
god.
still going. Bye. Oh, jeez. Oi. All right. Bye.
That's funny.
What a great start. What a great start to the show. Our
Excellent.
co-caster here is Chaotic. How are you? Are you feeling offended?
No, it was really funny. It's right before we went into the stream, I was like, "Hey, Mitch, do you want to lead in? Do you want me to do it?" He's like, "I got it," and I guess that meant, "Okay, you're my secretary now." It's
That's
all
not what it means.
good. I know, it's all good. It was really funny, cracked me up. But hey, there is a game that is going to be getting going in a minute that is way better than any kind of banter Money Mitch and I could have, and that's going to be Team Gravity taking on Scuffed. Now, Mitch, you were telling me, we had a timeout in the last game. We were talking a little bit about this game, but Scuffed so far has been sitting at the top of EU, and Gravity, has been around for a long, long time. I'm super stoked to get into this match, and I know you don't like giving predictions, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What are you thinking here?
I'm thinking Team Gravity are coming in here warmed up, as we've seen, experienced. They've had this roster for a little while now, but Scuffed are an absolute enigma. Absolute enigma. I don't know if you've watched many of their games before. They have some surprisingly quality chemistry here, and I think they're looking to take this, but who knows? I don't know. See how it plays.
I am stoked to get into it, and it starts right here, right now, as that bounces over to the wall. Will be picked up by Scooper for the side of Gravity, sending this one over to BK. BK under pressure from the stack and waits a little too long. Oh, Chappie all over that one, forcing the turnover and then finding that clear lane through the mid. It's going to be bouncing around now. Stack is together for the side of Scuffed. And while the pickup might be a little scuffed, it's okay. Oculus has reined it in and sent it over to Joshy T, who resets back to Ochappie to give Scuffed some time to set up.
Yeah, Chappie finds himself passing up to Baguette. Baguette is almost beaten to it, but steals it back. Baguette moving towards the bubble here, looking for a pass, but doesn't need it. Baguette strikes that in for 2 points here for the side of Scuffed.
Absolutely good stuff coming through from Scuffed. A 38-second goal time, and Baguette puts that one in for the 2, so they're starting out strong. But here comes Team Gravity, and honestly, their possession last game was so fantastic, especially coming out of their joust advantages when they had a second to set up. I'm stoked to see what we see here, and they're wasting no time getting this one down into the zone of Scuffed. This one comes back to Nillywick at the table, moving this one forward on the floor here. Baguette is lurking, so he's forced to send this one over to Viatrex. Forward now, finding Scoober hitting the cut to BK, and that's going in for the 2 for Gravity. Just as quickly, a 19-second goal time. This one's getting tied up here between Scuffed and Gravity.
And just like we were seeing in the game before, Gravity are just putting together these passing plays so well, making it look so easy as they strategically put themselves in situations where they can score easy twos. And against that, we have Scuff coming out now with a possession just passed forward to the right tunnel where we had Baguette down to Ochappy. Ochappy getting it back to Joshy T. Joshy T back to Ocu Allen. All four players touching the disc with a matter of seconds as Ocu Allen gets that forward to Ochappy. Ochappy back to Baguette. And they are showing off their own passing plays here as they are all passing so quickly and trying to dive into that goal. But the defense of Gravity beats them there.
Yep, the defensive gravity all day has been phenomenal, and now going into this game, it seems that has not changed. Oh my goodness, the back and forth going on in the mid, the stuns, the steals, and finally it's Gravity getting the slap. However, Baguette getting the pickup for the side of Scuffed. This one's going to be handled by Oculallen, low in the mid, hitting this reset back to Ochappy at the Nugget, and he's happy to hold here, playing mental games with that stack before sending it back down to Oculallen. Oculallen looking for that through pass, but Nillywick on the back line's got something to say about it. A good interception and a pass over to the waiting stack. That stack's going to be leached, though. Viatrex under pressure, finds that pass over to BK. The cross to Nillywick is good. Now up high, looking for Scooper Doo. Scooper Doo on his way in. No! Gets shut down. The goalie jumps out and gets the stun. However, not the clear as Gravity sets up to try again.
Here we see Gravity playing their slow style, not slow, but like passing style that they have as Viatrix finds himself with a pass opportunity. Here with Scubs, he gets it up to Niddywick and Niddywick slaps that in for 2 more points for Gravity, finding themselves 2 points up early on in this first round.
Yep, good stuff there. It's like Gravity now taking this lead 4-2. However, plenty of time left on the clock, just over 6 minutes in fact. Let's see how Scuffed plans to answer back. Well, it starts with Oculallen to Joshy T, now over to Ochappy. Ochappy under pressure from the stack, finds that back pass to Oculallen, now back over to Ochappy in the tunnel. He's under pressure from BK, but still finds a way to get it through. Oh no, a little bit of a misread there by Joshy T, but it's all good. He tracks this one down once again up on the ceiling. Joshy T just outside the bubble, some defenders lurking, but Joshy T pushing in. The one-on-one is good, and that's going in for the 2 for Scuffed.
And when I alluded to them being an enigma earlier, this is the kind of thing I mean. Like, I wasn't reading him going to do that. I really thought he was going to pass it there, but he went inverted on the ceiling, dives down to nest, and finds a way in, and closed. He put that away very well, but here we have Gravity picking this up. We have Viatrex holding this down as QB. He is unchallenged, so he does not need to move. He knows the scores are even. And as that front stack gets pulled out, he finds the pass to Niddywick. Niddywick sends this back to Viatrex. Viatrex reading his options here as he sends a nice deep plaster beat to BK. BK looking to do what he did earlier, which was juke around the nest, but he got caught out that time. Perhaps he can't get away with that against Scuffed, who are defending so well and capitalizing on those kind of opportunities. Baguette putting in a 3 there. That was aggressive, that was fast, and that went in. That puts them up by quick maths. 3 points. Amazing.
Yeah, the 18-meter splash coming through from Scuffed means that is a perfect time to redeem that, or to take that hydrate that was redeemed by Hi, I'm Kobe, so thank you so much for that. And it's Raven saying, Echo is the best VR game. Man, I could not agree with you more. But here we go, the turnover forced by Ochappy, getting to it and getting this one sent forward, but it's not enough as Nillywick is back on it. Now up to BK, back over to Nillywick. The stack is together for Scuffed, applying some pressure, but it's not enough as that gets up to Scoober Doo, and we know he knows what to do with those. That's going in for the 2.
Wow, that was a quick return there by Gravity. Saying